Welcome back to State of Decay 2 and the Lion's Share. As usual, I'm here to prepare for an official State of Decay 2 live stream, and today we're going to be talking about our holiday update. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about that update, but that gives me a particular set of goals. One thing I want to do at some point during this session is redress all of my Halloween characters here as Christmas characters. So we'll do that at the very end. Another thing that I'm working on right now, though, is I just want to set up this community to succeed a little bit better than I have. And right now, we're not using all of our outpost slots. So I was thinking that this session, while I'm letting like my previous character sort of recover from the danger I got them into last time, I'm going to come down here, probably kill a plague heart to make room, and then take Leeds concrete silos, just because it's a weird, unique place to claim, and that just seems like a useful thing to have on the official live stream. And then I also need to claim probably another beds outpost in order to make room for my people to sleep, because as you can see, we are short one bed. And so one thing I just did was I just reassigned my rifle ammo press to my machine shop so that I can make some 7.62 rounds. Because I've got an okay amount of ammo here, and this character fires 7.62, and I really, really would like them to be able to kind of use 7.62 ammo as a shortcut to destroying a plague heart. That, and she's got some good fire as well in her inventory, so I think she's well equipped to do this. I'm not sure actually what my vehicle situation is, so let's go and check that out. What do we have? Okay, it looks like... Okay, this one is low on gas. Oh, some 5.56. Okay. Okay, so we've got a toolkit that we can use if this one needs help. It's low on gas, though. So let's... I've only got 17 fuel. Hopefully I've got some gas stored up. Let's see what we got here. Unfortunately, gas is way at the bottom. Yeah, I think it could actually take 2 gas cans worth, so let's do that. I think this military truck has got a nice big tank, but also goes through the tank pretty fast. So Zedric says that Leeds is actually his favorite. Ooh, I can fill it up with another one too without wasting any. You can't see, but right here, there's a fuel gauge. It's telling me if I fuel this car up again, it will not waste any fuel. So awesome. Look at this nonsense. Surrounded by freaks. Okay, so I'm explicitly not going to do anything with this infestation because I want there to be... Yeah, another thing we're doing is just killing time, because I want there to be a lot of interesting stuff for me to do when I get into the game. Because what we're going to be doing in the official live stream today is I'll be talking with Eric Anderson, who is the Associate Product Director on State of Decay 2, about sort of the future of State of Decay 2. We'll be talking about the new update that's coming, but it's a small update, kind of like the Halloween update. And then a lot of the bigger stuff is coming later on next year. And so we're going to be talking about our plans for next year, what's coming up next, things like that. And so I just need some idle stuff that I can do in the background while Eric is talking. And so I'm going to make sure that there is like some nice, simple, straightforward jobs like destroying an infestation. So if that infestation happens to spread a little bit while I'm driving around and doing other things, then that will be good. It'll help my goals. So really, it almost doesn't matter what I do. I just need to spend some time doing some gameplay right now. And then hopefully things will get worse for my people so that it gives me something to do while Eric talks. Because it is weird, like having been... I've been away from the State of Decay 2 team now for nearly a year. And so when I first switched projects, I still knew a ton about what they were doing on State of Decay 2 because a lot of the plans had been made while I was still there as design director. But we've gotten to the point now where, you know, even though, for instance, we made our initial plans for the Infestations update while I was still design director, that feature has, you know, grown and changed over time as it's been play tested, as it's spent time in the public test realm. And so I don't really know the feature anymore. It is Eric's baby now. And so I'm going to be absolutely dependent on him to explain what's going on because I literally don't know. I know a lot of other secret things I can't talk to you about. And I just realized I am doing a terrible job of navigating. I think I'm in like basically a cul-de-sac here, aren't I? I need to look at the map. Once I'm not surrounded by zombies, I need to look. Yep, I'm in the wrong place. I need to go around. I started trying to go like as the crow flies, and that does not work. So while I am traveling badly, I should answer a question that came in right before this episode. So, awesome Twitch dude, and his comment has scrolled up off the screen, so I'm gonna have to paraphrase it. But basically, he was asking. He said that there is a trait somewhere in the game that, as part of its description, says, "I was in a morgue when the outbreak happened, and it was hell." And so he's wondering, like, lore-wise, what does that mean? What happened if you were in a morgue during the outbreak? How does zombieism work? What implications should we take from that? So basically, the way that we've been thinking about it, and you know, we kind of leave a lot of the history, like how the outbreak happened. A lot of it is sort of left, you know, not explained in fine detail. State of Decay 1 starts 2 weeks after the outbreak, and State of Decay 2 takes place over a year after the outbreak, and you don't actually see the outbreak happen. But what we kind of imply in the lore stuff is that basically at some point all over the world, everybody stopped staying down when they died. And that basically anyone who died after the outbreak and anyone who had very recently died at the time of the outbreak, got up as a zombie. And so one of the reasons why society fell so quickly, because, you know, you can imagine that, you know, especially in a world where people are sort of aware of the idea of zombies, you'd think that, you know, if it was just an infection spreading, there could be places that just cut themselves off from the infection, right? You'd imagine that people actually, I mean, you know, our experience with the actual pandemic aside, people might be okay at preventing an epidemic like this from going everywhere. But what we really wanted narratively in our world was a sense that this outbreak is not going anywhere. There isn't a way to defend against it. There isn't a way to stop it. It is definitely everywhere in the world. There's no safe haven. You have to contend with this no matter what. And so the kind of zombie world we needed was one where it's just inevitable. Everyone who dies becomes a zombie. And so when we thought of those as being sort of our zombie rules, that there's no curing it, there's no, you know, there's no safety. That meant that the outbreak itself probably, like one of the reasons why, like for instance, that cities are so overrun. Like for instance, like you know. Oh crap! Oh gosh, I forgot that this gun is not an automatic. Okay, I also don't know where the frickin' plague heart is. Hi, I'd like to not be hit by a zombie for 2 seconds. Oh gosh! Dang it, okay. We're getting up here. Oh, I didn't know they could climb up here! What the heck? Okay, this is not going nearly as well as I thought it would. Okay, so I swear it's in one of these like side rooms or something. There it is. All right. So this is not a good gun to use on this. It's terrible, in fact. What was I thinking? Okay. Okay, so I just heard it. It lost a little bit of health there. Try to get back to it. Whew. All right. I feel like maybe I answered your question, Awesome Twitch Dude, because I am a little too distracted to do any more answering of that particular question right now. Okay, this isn't going great. Okay, okay, oh, dang it. Come here. No, stop. Stop it. Definitely coming up here. Hopefully nobody can follow me up here. Let's take some of this. Okay, I got 3 more of these fire things. Oh, right. Let's, dang it, come on. Headshot, thank you. Oh, shoot! No, no! Okay, that's gonna be bad. Alright. A little bit more fire. Snack, put some distance between me and everybody else. Why did I choose guns? It takes so freaking long to reload. All right. Okay, I officially have Blood Plague now. Okay, Plague Heart destroyed. Nice. I didn't actually even know I was close enough for that to be likely. Ooh. I love how I made so much noise and did such a bad job that I was actually surrounded by non-plague zombies. I still had a bunch of extra zombies to kill. Even at the end. Oh, good, ammo. Could use some more of that. And katana machete, sure. Why not? Oh, these guys are already recovering. Oh, come on. Stomp.
I see a freak zombie. Uh-oh, only one left.
All right. So, my vehicle is over. Oh, hi. Oh, dang it. There. That's how you die. So, the Coalition was suggesting that I should have, oh, come on. That I should have baited the bloater over to the heart. Oh, and there's a freaking juggernaut. Great. That I should have baited the bloater over to the heart and used its gas explosion to destroy the heart. That would have been entertaining. See you later, Juggernaut. Oh, of course I've got a thing on my back. I forgot to load it into the car. I'm just hoping the Juggernaut has trouble following me. I'm trying to remember where you claim leads. Is it over here somewhere? Yep. Oh, what's it saying? It's still in plague territory? What? I killed the nearby plague. There's another plague heart near here? What? I'm not prepared to kill another plague heart? I was absolutely dependent on all the equipment I brought with me. There's no way There's no way I'm killing another plague heart. So I need to go back and resupply myself somewhere. Like maybe up here. Crap. Start your engine. Okay. So let's get out of here. Get out to that outpost. Fix myself up. And then come back to deal with another plague heart. It was not what I had in mind. Though actually, you know what? I'm running out of time. I've got to go pick up my son. So maybe what I'll do is save that plague heart as an exercise for... yeah, you know what? It's going to have to be something that I do as a part of the official live stream. Because I don't have time to take out another plague heart and also pick up my son after this. So, let's head home. Give this character a rest. And then dress up our characters so they're ready to celebrate a holiday update. Oh, La Coalition says that the other plague heart in the area actually has a window nearby, and I can park my car and fire through the window. Okay, so that's cool. What I should do then, when I officially go after, I have lost track of where the heck I am. When I do that in the official stream, I should probably just bring a 50 cal and fire it through the window. That's a great idea, Coalition. I will attempt to do that on the official live stream. Oh, so Oni Joe showed up and said, no, my booster appointment made me miss the stream. So I actually am thinking that I might do another stream after I pick up my son. Because this is, preparing for the official live stream. But I might have some time during my actual lunch break to stream something that is not State of Decay. So stay tuned. Where am I? I'm going in the absolute wrong direction. It takes me a lot of effort to stay on track when it comes to navigating a 3D world, including the actual world. So I think this is a way I can go. Oh wait, can I go up this? Do I want to go up this? Sure I do. Sure I do. This is an excellent plan. As long as there's no bloaters down the hill, I should be fine. All right, now I know where I am. So, average Twitch user wants to know why it is, like, what's our lore explanation for why the survivors, they're really concerned with ridding their territory of plague specifically, but not getting rid of all the zombies. I think the explanation for that is just that you can't get rid of all the zombies. There's just too many zombies. Now, the way things literally work in our world, you can't run out of zombies because we just are constantly spawning them all the time. Now, in the quote-unquote real world of the game, that isn't how it would work. You wouldn't literally have zombies spawning endlessly out of oblivion. But we're trying to simulate the idea that, like, there are so many zombies in the world. There's so few actual humans left, and so many people have become zombies that cities are hotbeds of them, and they're just, like, spilling zombies out in every direction. So you can't possibly run out of zombies. Like, there's always going to be more. Like, there are, like, more than 8 billion zombies in the world. And you can kill a bunch, but, like, as a small community, you could not possibly kill enough zombies to have there be no more zombies. And so that's just not a goal that they set. They don't set unattainable goals. They set goals they can actually achieve. Which includes getting rid of the plague hearts. The plague hearts, there's a discrete number of those. They're in certain places. You can actually destroy them and accomplish something. And so that's what people focus on. Struggling Forecast asks, when all the plague hearts are destroyed, why are there still blood plague freaks? Lore-wise, there's not a great explanation for it, unless, there's things you can imagine. Like, off the top of my head, I'd be like, well, maybe plague hearts are created by plague freaks. Maybe plague freaks are messengers that go out there, or they're settlers, and they're out there trying to find a good place for another plague heart. Now, we never actually simulate new plague hearts showing up for reasons, but there's ways that you could justify in lore if you decided to. The reason, technically, why we don't change out the blood plague freaks when there's a design reason and there's a technical reason not to swap them out. The technical reason is you can actually only have one version of each freak loaded in a given save. And when you destroy the last plague heart, we would have to actually do like a load in order to switch it to having no blood plague freaks. And I think a lot of the players who play on difficulty levels that have the blood plague freaks, I think a lot of those players actually want to keep having the blood plague freaks. It's like they signed on specifically to get that extra challenge. And so not only is there a technical reason why it would be awkward for us to swap those freaks out, but on the design side, a lot of players, they explicitly opted into having those freaks, and they want those freaks there. They want that level of challenge there. And also, those blood plague freaks are a source of plague samples, which you can run out of plague samples and run out of sources of plague samples if you've killed all of the what are they called? Plague hearts. And so having there be like blood plague juggernauts you can go out and get plague samples from is actually pretty helpful. So you don't completely run out of that resource, which could be used for not just cure, but for a lot of other things as well. Cogs, so more hearts can't form just because of design reasons in the game, because we make killing all of the hearts be this very specific checklist sort of goal. Having the hearts constantly replenishing themselves could be a source of frustration. That doesn't mean that they couldn't. I mean, obviously they come from somewhere in the lore, and that doesn't mean that we couldn't someday decide to have either a version of the game or something where plague hearts do form from scratch and do spread. We just decided not to have that be the way that this particular game works. But there's no reason in the lore why we couldn't do it. No reason. Technically, I don't think why we couldn't do it. There might be a weird technical thing in the way we implemented them that maybe we'd have trouble spawning them mid-game. I'm not sure. I never want to promise that something is technically possible unless I really know it's technically possible, because one thing you learn working in the game industry is that there are often surprises, things that seem reasonable that are not reasonable once you actually know all the details. All right, so I've got a few minutes here to dress up these characters for the holiday season. So let's track this down. So I think that, I've unlocked some new mechanic coveralls. Yay! I don't need them right now, though. What I want to do is I want to take my most Halloween-y characters and dress them in ugly sweaters. And each of the ugly sweaters has a particular hat. I'm trying to remember what we called the hats. Winter beanie. Has a winter beanie that is made to match it. However, they're in a different order, so you have to find them in a different place. So let's take... So wait. This is Scary Gary. Scary Gary always keeps his Halloween costume on. And I want to keep Ratana because she's got this boonie hat on, and that's something we actually might want to talk about a little bit, so we're going to leave her alone. But Adam Leach here. Let's give him a sweater. Let's give him the sort of red and green one. And then... Or sort of red and teal, I guess. Well, we'll give him that. And then similarly... Let's give her this one. And... the matching one. And then let's give him... this one. And the matching hat. And then we've got Dale. I've had Dale in this hockey mask outfit for a really long time, too. So I kind of want to leave him there. And I also really like Pat's outfit. Like, I don't want to do anything to Pat's outfit. So I think maybe it's actually Dahlia. I've had Dahlia dressed like a pirate or a jack-o'-lantern pirate for a really long time. Maybe it's time for her to change things up. And so we will give her the best sweater and the best hat in the game. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So there we go. So I think we're all ready. I think this is kind of all I really needed to do. Aside from, oh, we should also make sure that I've got several characters that I can easily jump in and play with who are already fully equipped. Because I don't want to spend a bunch of time equipping characters during the live stream. So, what do we got here? We've got this gun with a professional brake on it. No ammo for the gun, though. Oh, because we're short on ammo. Well, let's unload some of these guns to get some ammo. And, okay, she's got nutritious snacks. She's got an advanced brake. Oh, well, let's put that advanced brake on that gun. And is 18 its capacity? Yes. Okay. So, oh, let's drop off this brake. So this is the Echo revolver. So this is her suppressed weapon. So she can use a suppressed weapon, and then she can switch to this one if she wants to do a bunch of damage to a plague heart. She's got some fire. Can I give her some explosives as well? Like remote box mines, for instance. Or frag. Let's give her some frag grenades. Okay. I think she's good to go. And she's also got... You can't really see it all that well in this lighting. Oh, here we go. She's also kind of Christmassy because she's got a red gun. So I kind of like that. So, okay, yeah. So that's one survivor set up. Let's go over to Steph. What has Steph got? I think Steph is already... Oh, she's got a suppressed shotgun. She's got a King Vulture. She's got fire and... Yeah, I think she's kind of got what she needs. Oh, you know what? You know what these people need? They need food. Let's check out Ratana. I think she's well equipped. Let's reload her Stormbringer. She's got an advanced brake on it, and this has got an advanced suppressor, so she's in good shape to fight a plague heart too. She's a little less well equipped. I can probably give her some more fire. So Cogs is suggesting that I should pose Dahlia with her fancy sweater in front of the Haven device for our thumbnail. That might very well be a good move. I was thinking of even just maybe grabbing the shot of her. Holy crap! Look at all these freaking zombies. I was thinking of even maybe grabbing the shot of her from the community screen. That might also work. Like her and Adam standing there because they're just so nicely well lit. That might also be a good place to grab a thumbnail. So we might do that. But yeah, what am I doing? Let's switch to Adam, see how well equipped he is. Just basically all the people at holiday outfits. I just want to make sure that they are well equipped. Good enough. Lever action rifle. Love it. And is this suppressed? Yes. Advanced suppressor. Cool. All right. Fraser, how are you doing? Oh, Fraser is holding way too much stuff. Oh, I think I might have used her as an example of... bringing somebody in from another community. So she's got a bunch of like toolkits and things. Stuff she doesn't need. What is she carrying here? That with a choke, that with a brick. Okay, she's very loud. She's got loud stuff, which could be fun for a live stream. Sure. Probably not going to use her. Hash, I think, is still recovering from a previous live stream. So I'll probably mostly leave him alone. He's fine. And I think that's all my people in holiday outfits. So yeah, let's grab Dolly. Let's see if we can make her, come up with a good thumbnail for her outside. Cause oh yeah, you know what? The Haven device itself is kind of Christmassy, because it's got sort of the red Terminator processor inside, and it's also got sort of the green glow. So that might actually be kind of nice I feel like the lighting here is not that great though. I want to get it with without a lot of icons in the background, and I don't want a bunch of text on screen. So something like that might work. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe this is our thumbnail, or maybe something in the community screen is a thumbnail. I'm not sure. But let me go and see what people are saying in the chat, because I have fallen way behind on that, and I've got a few minutes before I need to go, so let's see what folks have been saying. So Oni says, I think the game is perfect the way it is as far as difficulty goes, going back to our old difficulty conversation. My kids play now, and they need those lower difficulties without blood plague everywhere as a learning curve. So yeah, the lower difficulty levels I think are really essential. And it's kind of funny because people really complained about us adding lower difficulty levels early on before we added lethal. But I think that those early difficulty levels have been essential for new players to come and join the community. And having a bunch of new players come in and join the community is a lot of how we justify continuing to support the game. I mean, this game is 4.5 years old. You can see, we've shrunk the team. It's taking us longer to do new updates. And that's something we're going to talk about on the official live stream today. But we are still supporting the game. And that's actually kind of unusual for a game that's this old, whose team, has already started working on a sequel. Like, you don't really expect a game to be supported this long. And so, but a big part of what justifies us to continue to work on it, continue to support it, is the fact that new players come in and get into the game. And I think those lower difficulty levels really help with that. Oh yeah, Oni says that they wish that they could turn off profanity. That's a thing that, like, I was absolutely on your side about that. We were having internal debates about how much profanity to include in the game. I was very much on the side of the fact that it's an M-rated game doesn't mean that everyone wants every aspect of being M-rated. Things can be M-rated for a lot of reasons, and sometimes people are very comfortable with, say, violence and conflict in a game. That's like part of the reason you want to play a game is to act out conflicts you couldn't ever safely or morally act out in real life, but get sort of the thrill of getting into fights. People might have a high tolerance for violence, but just really be uncomfortable with sort of the emotional and social implications of using just constant strings of profanity. And that's okay. Sometimes people try to draw like equivalences between sexual content, violent content, language content, and other things that can make a game mature, and say like, oh well, this is equal to this, and so if you're comfortable with this, you must be comfortable with this, and there's something wrong with you if you're not. And I just don't think that that's fair. I think that like people are going to have different internal settings for what they're comfortable with in different categories, and that's okay. Some people will be more comfortable with sexual content than with violent content. Some people are going to be flipped, and there's nothing wrong with either of those people. That's just, it's okay for us to be different from each other. And so I kind of made the argument early on that I thought, there are going to be a lot of people who are very interested in the conflict fantasy of fighting zombies who do not want to hear a string of invective from their character constantly, and I lost that argument to people basically. And the thing is, like, everybody has got a different experience with that. Like, I grew up in a Mormon family, in a Mormon community where nobody cursed ever. If somebody cursed, it was a big deal, right? And so I got very accustomed to that, and now, like, occasionally cursing as an adult, I sound really awkward anytime I try to curse because I just can't do it naturally. I have trouble with it because I never got used to it as a kid. But then, like other people on the team, like there's another team member who was on the other side of that argument with me, who grew up on like in a community on Long Island where everyone cursed all the time. And they were like, the game isn't realistic unless everyone's cursing constantly. And I'm like, the game isn't realistic if everyone is cursing constantly. But really, each of us was speaking from our own experience. And so the compromise we ended up with was some of our character voices curse a lot, and some of our character voices do not curse very much, if at all. And that sort of depicts sort of the diversity of different experiences that people have and different sort of social standards that they've learned and things like that. And so you've got sort of a combination of both, which means if you are uncomfortable with cursing, you still get exposed to a bunch of cursing. So it really doesn't help you as a player if you are someone who's uncomfortable with cursing. So I think it's fair representation of different cultures and different backgrounds and different experiences, but just as a piece of entertainment that belongs in different cultures. it basically has landed in the culture where you curse all the time. And I'm sorry about that because I definitely I have a lot of sympathy and compassion for people for whom that makes them very uncomfortable. I don't love that, I mean, my kids love checking out the game that their dad works on. They're very young, some of them are very young, and I'm not comfortable with how much the game curses in front of them. And we have to carefully teach them, these are the words you're hearing in games that you should not ever say yourself, because people get, the way I explain it is, people just get very upset when a child says these words. These are grown-up words. And it's hard to explain to a child why they are in a special position where hearing them curse is weirder than hearing anyone else curse. But that's life. Sorry, you're a kid. Deal with it, So but it takes extra effort, to sort of not have your kids pick up stuff like that, or at least to pick it up with an understanding of what is considered to be socially appropriate. Anyway, I'm just wandering around the subject now, but I am sorry that the game, makes you uncomfortable. That's a completely reasonable perspective to have, and I'm sorry that we couldn't, feed into that and sort of help that. State of Decay 1 actually had people mod the game to bleep curse words. There's so much dialogue in these games. Somebody went through every single line of dialogue in State of Decay 1 and made a version of it with the curse words bleeped, and packaged that as a mod that people could get. Like, blew my mind that somebody spent that kind of time, but people really are serious about this. And so, anyway, yeah, that's all I had to say about that. And I've lost total track of the chat now. I'm sure there's a million things that people have said. Creek Boy Wonder, we are on the official live stream. We are going to answer questions about the status of the Infestations update that we announced almost a year ago. That's going to be fun. And let me just scan down here. So, thank you for the well-wishing and support, Zach of Mars, for the fact that we continue to support the game. Hearing positive feedback from that is part of what makes it fun to keep supporting a game long after its release. Orthos says we could add a trait to the game, which is doesn't swear. Theoretically, we could, but we don't actually have a way to limit traits to certain cultural backgrounds, which is how we would have to limit them to certain voices. Like, we can't just say, okay, these are the voices that don't swear, and so those voices can have a doesn't swear trait. We don't have that connection. The game can't tell. When it's assigning traits, it can't tell what voice the character has. And so that would be an elaborate feature to add, unfortunately. Which, it doesn't sound that elaborate on its face, but it's one of those ones where technically we set it up a different way, and so we couldn't do that. So Prime Extremo wants to know, do the character voices, are they voiced by developers, or do we pay somebody else to do the voices? So we pay someone else to do the voices. In State of Decay 1, which is a very scrappy, small-scale operation, one of the voices actually was done by one of our internal developers. Brant Fitzgerald is the voice of Alan and Doghouse in State of Decay 1. In State of Decay 2, but everybody else was professional actors. In State of Decay 2, we went all professional actors. We actually, we were a Screen Actors Guild operation, and so we had to bring in professional actors to do all of the voices. If you have any professional actors who are part of SAG working on your game, all of the actors have to be SAG actors working on your game. And so that's what we did with State of Decay 2. And so everybody there is a professional. Voice acting is hard work. It is very difficult to do a good job of voice acting. It's not something somebody can just easily jump in and do with no experience. And so we really, for the same reason that we hired professional programmers to program the game, and professional artists to do the art for the game, and professional designers to design the game, we hired professional voice actors to voice the game. And I think, you know what? I'm out of time. I actually need to go pick up my son, so sorry if you've made a comment that I didn't get to. I really appreciate all of the sort of help and support while I'm preparing for the official live stream that we're doing later today. And if you want to go see that live stream, I'm going to stick a link to it right there whenever it's ready. Put a subscribe button right there. And the next Lion's Share session that I do on my channel is going to go here whenever it's ready.